Now, Mercury will immediately enter Aries. Now, before it enters Aries on the 14th, it will be 29 degrees in Pisces. So there's going to be an urgency. Anytime you have any planets at 29 degrees, if you're not talking about a natal chart, if we're talking about the vibe in the sky, there is an urgency to close things out. So there's going to be immediate rush to close things out in the themes of Pisces. So that involves endings, releasing, forgiveness, things that are very unknown, conspiracy theories, secrets, the enemies behind closed doors that you cannot see, things that you cannot see. Pisces also represents death. It represents sleeping, dreams, symbolism, creativity, arts, photography, and yeah, film. Okay, so those are going to be shut down and closed out, and now Mercury will start a new cycle. All these planets will start a new cycle because Aries represents the beginning of the astrological clock. And so now everything's starting anew. Aries also represents new beginnings too. Okay. So when you have Mercury, anytime you have Mercury, you're talking about communication, speech, thinking patterns, your mindset, information, any type of data exchange, learning, studying, education, early education, because higher education, I realize that I need to scoot over. Higher education is dealing with Jupiter, but Mercury deals with the beginning stages of education. And then you also have, wait, I lost my chart here. Okay. Then you also have Mercury is in charge of all form of communications. So also like writing, speaking, teaching, technology, any kind of gadget. So like a phone, apps, social media, transportation, day-to-day transportation. So like your cars, any kind of commute. Mercury also deals with our neighbors, our community, our siblings, our local environment, any kind of contracts that you sign, any agreements, any paperwork. Mercury is in charge of the curiosity and being adaptable, hands as well, problem solving. Mercury is very neutral, it doesn't like to judge, and it is the messenger of the astrology. Now, when you have it in a sign Aries, Aries is about action. It is the first zodiac sign. So it's all about number one, initiation, courage, bravery, independence, really about the self, a lot of self focus, independence as well. Did I say independence? Leadership, taking charge, being courageous, also very impulsive, very quick energy, not cautious, Aries is also anger, conflict, confrontation. It also is a great competitor. Anyone who has strong Aries placements are probably athletes or very athletic. It deals with the body. So the mind is now thinking about the body. But it likes to win. Very physical energy, body movement. A lot of people are thinking about working out now more than ever. Survival instincts, raw authenticity. This is who I am. Very blunt. Yeah, and me first kind of mentality. Now, when Mercury is in the sign Aries, right now we're putting those two together. You are dealing with some content that's very spicy. First of all, because Mercury, Aries is about the libido, right? Mars, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, thinking that kind of aspect. And Mars is the ruler of Aries. But people will be speaking more boldly, more direct. There's a lot of fast thinking. There's quick decisions. You're saying things without filters. You're initiating conversation. You're not hesitant if you are normally. A lot of arguments while Mercury's in Aries, a lot of debates. Mercury does represent debates. But now debates are either aggressive or you're very fearless during a debate. Very confrontational, truth coming out suddenly, taking action based on ideas, leadership through communication, very impulsive when it comes to any type of messaging. So, like when you're texting, you're emailing, when you're posting on social media, confidence and self expression. Clarity about the self and knowing about the self and discussing the self and speaking up for yourself. Clarity also very competitive, not clarity, very competitive when it comes to speaking and thinking. Impatient with words, gadgets, overheating could be a big thing too because Aries is a fire sign. So get ready for that. So that's usually when Mercury's in Leo, it's like you left your phone out in the sun, but maybe you left it plugged up too long or something like that. But just know that Aries is about heat, and now you're talking about your car overheating, your computer overheating. Bold communication probably will get favored too. So if you are being more bold at work or when you're having discussions and you say something bold, people are more accepting because the collective currently or now at one when it comes to Mercury and Aries. Everyone's got Mercury and Aries, okay? I said what I said, kind of energy, no sugarcoating, no overthinking, just the truth and action. Now, in mundane astrology, meaning globally, everyone, the collective, the media and reporting, the stories are very push forward. There's a lot of wait. Wait, hold on. Oh, do I just have okay? So okay, I just have my notes are kind of scrambled. Anyway, but when you're talking about globally, now when you have social media, when you have the news, the words, the headlines could be very aggressive, could be very assertive, could be about fighting as well. A lot of things or discussions about guns, violence, or any type of weapons as well. Social media platforms, a lot of sexuality through social media platforms. Now, remember that Mercury is going to be sitting close to actually, let me show it here. Mercury is going to be sitting close to Neptune and Mars while it's in Mercury, and it's going to be sitting close to Saturn. So these aspects puts a twist to that Aries energy. So I find that Neptune represents feminine energy. It represents space. It represents the ending. So a lot of more female energies with the aggression on social media or on in the media. Okay, with technology and devices in Aries. Again, a lot of fast discussions and deleting and texting and texting before even thinking kind of energy. Transportation's a lot of arguing while you're day to day driving, a lot of fast driving. So everyone be careful. Contracts and agreements, it could be over something dealing with war or a conflict, or maybe you're signing a contract that deals with sports or something with the physical body. Education, again, you're signing contracts or you're signing something or you decided to learn something new or something that improves the self. Locally, your community could either be aggressive or maybe you're starting a new community or your community is starting something new. There's a reset happening there too. Mercury also represents the youth. So the youth being more bolder, when they talk and say things. Okay. Also, too, I want you to understand that Mercury, while it's in Aries, Mercury, not just while it's in Aries, but Mercury is the ruler of the South Node, and the South Node is currently in Virgo. That's why it's the ruler. It's the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. And so while Mercury's in Aries, being the ruler of that South Node, first of all, the South Node is about releasing and letting go. Okay. It's about past patterns, things that you're very comfortable, it's your comfortable zone, what you fall back on automatically. While it's in Virgo, you are overthinking, you're being a perfectionist, you're controlling all through details. Okay. There's a lot of anxiety and worry and needing to make everything makes sense and even maybe having some tangible results with things. Okay. Now, Mercury is the ruler. And since Mercury is the ruler and it's in Aries, this energy of releasing is going to be fast. It needs to be brave. It's going to be impulsive. There's a lot of action driven energy with releasing. Those things that are very detailed are being perfect. Virgo energy likes to move very slow, but Aries makes it move fast. So this will be very energy, wanting to analyze everything, being forced to act quickly. Just say it, stop overthinking, and just move. I'm reacting instead of thinking no when releasing some stuff, so be careful. I'm making rash decisions without using discernment also could be happening. Far as globally, collectively, because Mercury is going to be the ruler of this South Node here in Virgo, systems based on logic and detail being disrupted, people moving away from over analyzing into action, decisions being made faster. Just know that the theme of speed in first. Alpha kind of energy is going to be really fast. The perfect system is going to shift into urgency to change. Okay. Yeah, so that is what we have. Let me see. Let's talk about the transits. Wait, let me see what else we have. Oh, Mercury and Aries collectively, aggressive messaging, bold political statements, leaders speaking impulsively, conflicts triggered by words, fast decisions announced publicly. We can have now. I want to talk about Mercury. It will be sitting next to the moon once it enters. Once it enters Aries. So the moon represents the people collectively. So you, I, everyone. And now the people are going to either be thinking and emotionally reacting fast to a lot of things. Okay. Now, individually, personally, the moon represents emotions, sensitivity, your mom, being lack of, your homeland collectively. Sitting next to Mercury, there's a lot of news around that. Okay. Now, Mercury sitting next to Mars. In Aries is war of words, heated debates, a lot of fiery speech, protests sparked by communication. The energy is like, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, because we're talking about weapons, a lot of aggression towards the messenger. And remember, Mercury is a messenger. Words, action, real fast kind of energy. Okay. Now, Mercury is also going to sit next to Neptune. So remember, we got it sitting next to the sun. We got it sitting next to Mars. We got it sitting next to Neptune. Okay. This is all starting tomorrow. Okay. And sitting next to Saturn, there's restrictions in your speech, there's censorship, there's serious announcements. Maybe there's laws or policies being communicated. This is also, if someone is angry, there is some consequences. So be aware of that. Whatever is being said is very impulsive, or there's anger. There will be some consequences with that Saturn sitting there, or bad karma, bad juju. Okay. Neptune sitting next to, Mercury sitting next to Neptune. Have I been saying Neptune the whole time? Mercury sitting next to Neptune is going to add a lot of confusion. And so this is, once it enters, I believe, once it enters Aries, I would not really listen to anything in the news starting tomorrow, okay? Because there is going to be confusion, maybe even gossip. When people are talking to you personally, maybe there's fake news, as Trump likes to say, but a lot of illusions, a lot of propaganda. Maybe on the positive side, though, there is spiritual messaging. There is creativity with words. This is someone who could really write a poem, or someone who can use symbolism when it comes to communication. Your dreams are really being communicated. Very intuitive energy. Great time for a tarot reading. Great time for a tarot reading. Okay, I should come on tomorrow and just do tarot. Maybe I should do it live. Mercury also is in charge of trade, and Mercury in Aries is impulsive buying, it's impulsive selling, fast business decisions, aggressive marketing, quick launches, competitive, quick launches, competition with brands, or competition in sales. Okay, so you also have that as well. Let me see. Yeah, Mercury, let's talk about some transits. But before I talk about the transits, so that's how it is when it's sitting close to all those things. You got to put them all together, okay? So let's just say, me being an astrologer, I know this, so I'm going to put some stuff together. Mercury sitting next to the moon is going to add some sensitivity, right? So people are aggressive and sensitive at the same time, okay? Or people are aggressive, and maybe they're aggressive because they're insecure. Neptune also adds some sensitivity, okay? So they're extra sensitive, or maybe you can feel the energy before they even say it, that kind of energy. So you have that, things are being said really fast, and there's also a loaded insecure sensitivity energy added to what is being said. Then there's aggression. People are coming at you. Not only are they saying it to you, but they're moving forward, and they're moving fast, and you have to react fast. And at the end, there's going to be a consequence for that behavior. Okay. That's one. On the positive side, this is someone who's highly motivated. They're very creative. They're very in tune with their body, and knows that, oh, this feels right. And there is high physical motivation to move forward, and to get things started, and to be courageous, and to be brave. And you're thinking long term. You're being very serious, and there's a lot of details handed out to that. So that's what we have with Mercury and Aries in a nutshell. But I want you to also understand that the ruler of Mercury, while it's in Aries, is Mars. So while Mercury's in Aries, whatever Mars is doing is going to affect that Mercury, right? Let me see. And Mars is in Aries, and it's at home in Aries. And because it's sitting next to Neptune and Saturn, there is this energy of thinking creative, or a lot of people using their intuition before they even speak. There is that energy. And there's this also grounded energy, or even negativity. Both of these planets can represent a doomsday, negative, dark kind of energy. So be aware of that. You want to be inspired. You want to think new. You don't want to think in lack. Saturn can think in lack. and that could be affecting the way we are thinking when we're moving fast and when we're being aggressive. On the positive side, Mars sitting next to Neptune makes you very creative and very intuitive, and Mars sitting next to Saturn makes you think of the long term consequences, and it makes you think forward ahead, but further than just tomorrow. You're thinking about years ahead and you're able to plan and be creative with that. Okay. Now let's talk about the transits while Mercury is in Mars. And don't worry, we got a lot going on. We're going to talk about the new moon in Aries as well. But first, Mercury in Aries, because it happens very soon. But while Mercury is in Aries, because it's conjunct that Neptune, again, that's the first thing it's going to do. There is going to be aware of the confusion, use your intuition. There's a lot of illusions, a lot of blurred information, a lot of misinformation, a lot of believing someone too quickly. But imagination is very high. Messages that feels true may not be true. Okay. And globally, fake news. Fake news. Okay. Um, so you have that. And then we have, let me see, did I skip one? Mercury is going to conjunct Saturn again. This is a reality check. This is someone who's going to say something very correct and matter of fact, very serious conversations, very structured thinking, accountable when it comes to communication. Again, very critical energy though, very harsh, very fear speaking, very mental pressure. Okay. And also, too, because we're in Aries, you're talking about fear based energy when it comes to any type of conflict or war. People are going to be scared of the discussions of war, are scared of someone fighting them. So you have that as well. Mercury conjunct Mars. Now action meets what you say and what you think. So you say it, you do it, and because of the Aries, it's very now energy. So a lot of fast decisions, a lot of bold speech, a lot of direct communications, a lot of arguments, a lot of impulsive messages, a lot of verbal fights, a lot of reacting too quickly. Globally, this is heated debates. A lot of leaders may be speaking with some intense words, not intense. Fiery words. Okay, protest. I don't know. Protest is not the word. Just fighting publicly. Okay, so you have that. Okay, let me see. Okay, also too, Mercury soon, we'll get into the new moon, will be sitting next to this new moon as well. So Mercury sitting next to all these planets and Chiron, healing. We'll get into the new moon later. But also too, Mercury will eventually hit 17 or 18 degrees. It will square Jupiter. And when it squares Jupiter, this is your emotions because Jupiter's in a sign Cancer, dealing with your logic. And these are big ideas. You could be overly sensitive, or you could be still that intuition, maybe overconfident in decisions, exaggerating, over promising, emotional reactions, misinformation, dramatic. Dramatic. This is, because dramatic is more Leo, just over exaggerated. Okay. I don't know another word. Emotionally public relations are reactions, not relations, reactions happening too. Yeah, so just get ready. I feel like when it gets closer around just April 17th, closer in a few more days, we'll say like a week, when it gets closer to this squaring of Jupiter, I would think that there's going to be a headline in the news because Mercury represents the headline and it's really over exaggerated. So be aware of that. Um, Let me give you some horoscopes while Mercury's in Aries, real quick. And while Mercury's in Aries, I cannot move fast without a mouse. Okay. And I want to move fast because I got this Aries energy happening here. While Mercury's in Aries, first of all of my people who have Gemini and Virgo placements, Mercury definitely changing into Aries is going to affect you because it's the ruler of Mercury, it's the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. So those will be mostly affected for sure because now you have this shift of aggression and fast and impatientness. Now, all my fire signs, though, if you have any placements in Sagittarius or any placements in what's my other fire sign? Why can I think of it? I want to say Aries, Sagittarius. Why am I drawing a Leo? I'm so sorry, Leos. If there's any, if you guys any placements well, not any placements. Mercury in Aries is going to bring some positivity towards you. So every time Mercury's in Aries is very positive for you. Now, on my Libras, this is opposing you guys. So my Libra placements, there's going to be some opposition to what you say, or transactions, or trade, or day-to-day travel. Okay. So you guys will. Those are the signs who will be feeling it the most. Just so you know. Oh, cardinal signs, my Capricorns and Cancers. Oh, you guys don't like Mercury's in Aries, okay? There's tensions to what is said. So this is when you want to slow down. This is what you want to control your anger and think long term, okay? All my Aries risings. Oh, wait. First, I just want you to understand. I'm going to do the horoscopes. They're going to be very quick, and then we're going to the new moon in Aries, okay? So I'm not going to do the time steps for each sign because it's so quick. So if this is saved, because right now I'm doing this live, right? You don't need to leave. It's going to be fast, okay? Aries rising is going to be in your first house. You're speaking your truth louder than ever. Taurus rising, 12th house. This is about private thoughts, and it's going to be about the self and ending a new beginning of healing for you. Gemini risings, 11th house. This is all about your voice, and you're standing out in a group. You're speaking up to new ideas in a crowd or in a network. Cancer risings, 10th house. Bold communication in your career. Leo risings, 9th house. Say what you believe, your opinions, your teachings, or content. It can reach really far. This is about changing that philosophy as well and being brave with it. Virgo rising, 8th house. This is a transformation. This is intensity with conversations. Maybe there's discussions about money, but shared income. Trust or intimacy. Speak carefully. Okay. Libra rising, 7th house. All about your partner. Maybe more about them. Maybe they're more vocal and starting something new. But if it's about you, it's direct communication with a partnership, or also thinking about some personal harmony as well. Scorpio rising, 6th house, fast decisions in work and routine in your day to day organization. Sagittarius rising, 5th house, confident self expression, having some discussions with a new love to a new fling, even something new beginning with your children. Capricorn risings. Did I say Sagittarius? Yeah, I said that 5th house. Capricorn risings, 4th house. Conversations at home. It gets a little real. All this is already happening for all of my signs. Every sign that I'm discussing, you already have Neptune there, you have the Sun there, and you have Chiron there, and you have Saturn there. Okay, so these are things that are already strong, okay? But Mercury now makes you think about it, okay? So Aquarius rising, 3rd house. Did I say yeah, I said Capricorn is all about your family, and Aquarius or something from the past. Aquarius rising, this is your 3rd house. This is major communication, speaking, posting. It's all about writing or starting a new book, maybe going to learn something new at school. Pisces, 2nd house, money conversations are heating up. Speak up about what you value and what you deserve, okay? Mercury in Aries is going to be a very interesting journey, again, because this is something new for the collective, for you individually. Be careful what you believe, be intentional with what you say, and be responsible for how you act. There is a lot of aggression. Let's be patient and loving to others, okay? So work on being impatient with your thoughts and before you text. And even when you're traveling, there could be a lot of aggression there, okay?